This is a persuasive speech I'm about to give. It's titled Pushing Hard for Life. It's about CPR, okay? Imagine you're at Thanksgiving dinner and your family's there, your loved ones, your grandparent, and as your grandparent complains that he doesn't feel quite right. He leaves the table, he goes into the kitchen, he moves to the dining room, he's sitting in a chair, and you've pretty much lost track of him for a minute. Suddenly you hear a commotion, you go into the living room, and your grandfather's laid out on the floor. Imagine trying to get close to him and shaking him, and he's not rousing. Imagine thinking, he's not breathing. Now, imagine if you didn't know CPR. Imagine if you thought, what do I do now? What kind of feeling would that be? For a lot of people, going to CPR class is a difficult thing to contemplate. There's lots of arguments. It's too hard. It takes too long. It's too many steps. It requires too much effort. I'd like to talk to you today and try to give you the thought that maybe it's not that way, and maybe it would be worth learning. Let's take the steps in order, shan't we? Imagine it's too hard. Is it too complicated? Those of you who've seen CPR in the past or taken a CPR class way back, there were a lot of steps and there was lots to remember about it. That has come to be less and less so. CPR has changed over time. The most recent version of CPR actually has pretty much 2 steps. And we'll make jokes, but the fact is the step is push here and blow there. So as far as trying to remember the steps, you don't have to worry about that. What you need to do is learn the theory of CPR. And once you've learned the theory, you'll be able to go at it even when it's been a while. The other argument some people have is that it's too hard to do. Do you remember practicing it the first time? I remember hurting my hands. And I remember it being a lot of effort. And the new way of learning CPR does take more effort. The problem with that, of course, well, actually it's not a problem anymore. What happens now with CPR is that American Heart suggests that you should rotate out, recognizing that it is difficult. So what we'll do then is we'll learn steps and we'll learn ways to get in and out of the process so that we don't have to do all the work all of ourselves all the time. The third argument against doing CPR is that it's just too scary to contemplate. Have you talked to people who say, oh, I could never do that? Well, the fact is, when it's your loved one on the floor, I think maybe you could. And part of the frightened part of it is not knowing the steps. And if you go to class, I think you will learn the steps. And I think it will alleviate some of that fear that a person has. So, I forgot to preface. I have a vested interest in this. I teach CPR, so I have experience with this. I believe that doing CPR when it's necessary can be a life-changing thing. We all think, oh, I know, you're looking at my poster. Here's the thing, it does have an effect, and it will change someone's life. And I wanted to show you a few people whose lives it has changed, okay? Dick Fontaine was attending a wedding when he collapsed. That's the kind of place that you could be and still think, oh, I should have known CPR. I should take CPR class. Let me show you a couple other places. These are 2 17-year-olds who collapsed and needed CPR. I believe one of them was at a party. The other one was at a basketball practice. CPR made a difference to these people. Jim Peterson was well, he was somewhat of an athlete. He ran 5K races. He was playing basketball too. Makes you think about basketball. Dawn Blake was 32 years old when she had her collapse. She didn't feel good. She was at home with her husband. She was shocked 5 times. I know. Ben Jabs is one of the poster children for CPR and positive resuscitation efforts. He was where was he? He was at home, and his family rescued him. Thomas Crandall had a host of medical issues, and the last of them turned out to be cardiac arrest, and he was revived. Our last fellow here, Rex Veeder, said he was feeling unusually tired, laid down, and went into cardiac arrest. These people all benefited from somebody taking CPR class. And so I want to suggest that even if it is too scary, or too much work, you think, or the steps are too many, there are people who will benefit. So, my call to arms is to call up your nearest training facility, find yourself a CPR class, and learn the skill. Don't be a bystander. Be a lifesaver. Make a difference. Save a life. All right, thank you for your time. Now, I have to back the camera up, so I have to prove you're all here, okay? Remember last time? Oh, yeah. Say hi for the camera. Ooh. Okay. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thank you.